Hey guys, and welcome to today's episode. We're not doing Thumpcraft today. Today we're having a look at Thumptopia. This is a server I play on with my friends. It's one I host at home. We are always looking for new players, so hey, drop me a line on Insta or Twitter if you're interested in joining us. Let's get into it and have a look around. Before we get started, guys, I just wanted to point out I am running some mods on this server. So you can see down here I've got the many mobs head mod running, which allows you to get a higher drop chance of dropping mobs heads. Down here we've got a Phantom, Elder Guardian, Bat, Silverfish, and Raphael. That's one of the other players on our server, Dreadnought. I killed him, took his head. It's one of my favourite heads. So this is my bedroom. It's pretty simple. I haven't really got around to tricking it out yet, but I will put some fancy schmancy stuff in here eventually, I'm sure. But for now, it is pretty simple. It's just somewhere to set a respawn point for. Apparently, it's nighttime outside. But yeah, so let's rock and roll. As we start to go out here, you'll see that the design I had for this base was the blackout design. So I wanted to... I've seen this a few times in the past and I thought it looked really good, so I wanted to adopt it for myself, and I think the result's pretty cool. Not really knowing where the walls are. As you can see, that's the room we just came out of, or if you can't see, every entrance to every room is kind of just blends into the walls, which is the look I was going for. If you don't know it already, I'm a huge Dragon Ball fan, so here's my 4-star Dragon Ball. I do have plans to put the other 6 Dragon Balls scattered out throughout the world, and eventually I want to do a nice big Shenron build. It's just not something I've actually gotten around to yet. But yeah, so some important stuff in here. We've got a sorting machine. So this is a sorting machine that functions by you fill every chest with the items you want to go into that chest, and then you pop them into this here sorting chest, and it runs through a big redstone contraption that I'll show you out the back here. We go through here, so that chest sends them down these hoppers, and these hoppers come through to here, and eventually they make their way to this dropper elevator, and it sends it all the way up and across and back down through all these hoppers, and then back across and then back up and across. So basically, the way this thing works is you'll put your items in, it'll check every chest to see if matching items are in that chest. If they're not, then they continue down the line, but if they are, it pops them in that chest for you. And it continues to do that all the way down the line until it gets to the end. And then we have an overflow chest, which you can see just over here. So if anything isn't sorted, it should go into this overflow chest. But as you can see, most things that are going into this right now are sorted. If I don't already have a chest allocated for them, then I tend to not put them away just yet. I have them sort of floating around in shulker boxes. But yeah, this is a pretty cool build. I'm just going to pop up here real quick. This took me a lot of time to put together. This was, I believe, a Tango design. It's a silent design as well, which is brilliant. You don't have that constant tick, 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 tick of the droppers. But yeah, I really like this. So next, what might we check out next? Well, there's a new room I've just recently built. This is my super smelter, the first super smelter I've ever really built. I think it's pretty cool. If we come down here, so this room has 2 functions. I'm still kind of doing it up. First, it's the super smelter, so we've got 16 furnaces here. We've got 2 rail carts, so if we flick this switch, it'll pop stone at the moment into all of these furnaces evenly, and it will cook it up into smooth stone. As you can see, we should see some smooth stone popping into here rather quickly. There you go. Once it starts rolling in, it'll start rolling in fast. There you go. So this little contraption's a lot of fun, because if you've got a lot of iron you need smelted, or gold, or whatever it might be, you can bring it here, chuck it in the barrel, and away it goes, and you don't even have to worry about it. Another cool little contraption over here, this is my concrete maker. So the way this works is you get yourself a shulker box that has concrete powder in it, and you pop it on here. Then you get some concrete powder, put that in your offhand, pull out your pick, turn on the water, And every time you place a concrete powder in this block, this dropper is getting powered. This observer notices you put a block in here. It sends a redstone pulse to this dropper and this dispenser, and then this dispenser gives you a new piece of concrete. And then all you have to do, or concrete powder rather, and then all you have to do is sit here and hold both buttons, and every time you place down a new piece of concrete powder, your concrete powder will get replaced, and you can just sit here and very easily turn a lot of concrete powder into a lot of concrete really fast. It's one of my favorite little contraptions. It's so easy, so much fun. Once you get it working, it's one of those really nice little contraptions. So yeah, that's Super Smelter and Concrete Maker. So as you can see, guys, this isn't anything too special. This is just like a little workbench area. This is where I do all my potion crafting. So over here I've got bottles, over here I've got mats, and then I've just got a water stream here so I can continually fill up my bottles when needed. Over this side is just a saw and an anvil. Obviously this is for cutting blocks and for enchanting things. Nothing too special over here, but it's just a nice little a work area that I can pop over to. You might have noticed these black carpets on the floor here. Each one of these is just covering up a piece of glowstone, and that's just so that the room continues to have that black feel to it, but just with the lights being covered up. And there are still a few torches around, as I haven't fully lit up the room yet, so I'm trying to find those troublesome areas. So there's one more room I'd like to show you, and that's over here, and this takes us into the nether. So a lot of you out there are probably the same. You've probably got your nether set up on the nether roof, and that's what we've got here. So we've got a lot of big open space to build redstone contraptions, easy to get around between bases and things like that. Yeah, there's actually a really cool gold farm here I might show you. We'll just pop up there now actually. Alright guys, so this is our gold farm. This was built by another player on the server, but it's something I use quite frequently. I use it to mend up my gear as well as collect a lot of gold. So the way it works is, first things first, we come down here and we flick this redstone switch. And basically what that does is this activates this dropper, and it will send every tick it fires. The reason we do that is because the only things we want to collect here are the gold, the feathers, the chickens, and the heads. We don't even really use these ones, but I hope to one day come here and just find like a full double chested chicken. I'll be like, that'd be pretty cool. But the dropper will spit out all the gold swords and all the rotten flesh because we really don't want to collect that. So once you've turned the switch on, you just pop up here, shoot yourself a zombie pigman, and then stand right here. And what will happen is through entity cramming, the pigmen will die pretty much as soon as they fall in this hole here. You collect the XP, and yeah, it's a pretty sweet deal. But yeah, let's move on from here. Okay, so we're going to leave the base of operations here, and I'm going to show you the rest of the build that's going on outside. So my general idea for this playthrough on Minecraft was to build myself a village. So as we come over here, and as the world paints, come on, there you go. You can see I've built up quite a little village here. So I took over a village to begin with, and then I just started tricking it out a bit more to the way I wanted it. And one of the main goals for this build is to have a building for each profession. So this is where all the librarians go. Over there you can see there's a chapel, that's where all the clerics go. If we jump up, well, we've got the windmill and the farms over here, so this is where all my farmer villages will go. We've just got a lighthouse over there, that's just actually there for decoration. We've got archery over here for the Fletchers. So each building is got to have a purpose. Eventually this is going to be a area for a blacksmith and toolsmiths. But yeah, so this is the start of the village. So the only one that's really populated now is the library. So I can show you in here. So this is the Thumptopia library. We've got, I think, 5 or 6 librarians in here. These guys have all been zombified as well, so they're doing really good deals on books. yeah, and I found I was very lucky to find all these bookcases in a stronghold library. So I didn't have to actually craft all these and grind them out. I was very lucky, and I found them all. So yeah, I really like this building. It's one of my favorite buildings in the town. When I first got to this town and decided to take it over, I wanted to build a base, or like an in-between base, but I didn't want to ruin the landscape up here. I wanted my bases to be hidden. So what I decided to do was put my base in the well. So this is the well here, and then this is my base. This is where I started. I started out here quite a while ago, and I've only just really moved out to the big blackout base. So we still have a lot of our original farms here, or a few of our original farms here. We've got the villager breeder. So the villager breeder here is just continually popping out new villages, and this here should have a minecart in it. Yep. We'll collect one of those guys, send him through the training room, and from here we can train him up in whatever profession we want. Right now, I've already got a villager in here, so that guy's probably just going to bounce back and forward. He might go back in his glass cage, I'm not sure. But yeah, so we train these guys up here. Then this is the zombification area. We've got potions of weakness and golden apples here to turn the villagers back into humans. Well, back into villagers. Pop this lever, push them around, and they'll go up this chamber back up to the village above, and then they'll be put in their forever home. Down here we've got our pickle farm, sea pickle farm. This is a pretty fun farm. Basically runs like a mini game. You flick this switch and then you want to knock all these out, but not the center one. And as long as you're knocking these out, the center one will continue to get bone mealed and put more sea pickles out for you to hit. And it's a very quick and easy farm to build, and it also gives a lot of results. So I mean, if you need that lime green dye, or if you just want to light up an area, you can see we just got 47 sea pickles in that short time. So it's a really good little efficient farm, really. I really like this one. It's a lot of fun. I do eventually want to put a difficulty meter on it. So right now it's on the slowest version. You can turn it up 3 more times. And then I'd just like to see how more intense it would get the further you turn it up. Up here we've got a very, very basic cactus farm. You've probably seen these all the time. The cactus grows up, hits the block in the center, pops off into these hoppers and comes down here. Nothing special, but hey, green dye and cactus, which are things we're always in the need for. This is one of my favorite redstone contraptions. I'll definitely have to build one of these in Thumpcraft. This is a trash compactor, so whatever item you put in here will instantly get destroyed. And the way this works is it's pulling the item out of the chest through this hopper, which you can see below, which then follows into this other hopper, into this dispenser, which I believe goes into this, yes, block, which is lava. So our items get pushed down the hopper, into the dispenser, and then shot into there. And it's working off a comparator system, so it knows when an item is actually added to the system, and it fires the dispenser when needed rather than continuous. So it's just a little bit less redstone lag on the server. But yeah, this here is my new slime farm. I've only just built this a couple nights ago, so you can see I don't have a great deal in there right now, but I was AFKing here for a few minutes before we started this video. I'll show you the first level, and I'll show you the bottom level, because they're all pretty much identical. So this here is a... where are we? G. This here is a slime chunk. So you can use some tools online to find out what chunks are slime chunks and what chunks aren't slime chunks. So I basically cut this out from Y41 all the way down to bedrock, and slimes will always spawn in this chunk, and slimes don't care about light level. So we've lit up each one of these chambers enough so that only slimes will spawn here. You won't get any creepers or zombies or anything else like that. And then what happens is they see the iron golem over there and they head towards him because they want to take him out, but unfortunately that giant hole in the center has other plans. They fall down, they get roasted on these here campfires. The slime goes into the hoppers, and then we've got a very similar system to the lava system I just showed you. They'll get fed into this dispenser. This dispenser has a comparator off of here. That comparator powers this block, this redstone dust to this block, sends it through that line into that repeater and fires the dispenser. So behind here we've got some water, and that water column basically shoots it right back up to the top level, so I don't have to come down here and pick up my drops. They all just get shot back to the top for me. And just down there we've got the AFK room for this farm. So you want to be about 24 blocks away for this farm to work correctly. So yeah, this is a new farm and I'm pretty proud of it because it works like a charm. Okay, that's about it for this area as well. I will show you this little doohickey though. This is where we'll send the villagers up when they are trained and zombified. So this is, you might have seen this room when we were flying around before. This is just a little holding chamber. Once they've been trained, I'll come and lay some tracks down to where they need to work. And then, yeah, they go into their forever home. The only other place that actually has villagers in it at the moment is the chapel. Oof. Oof. I know how to fly. So in the chapel, we've got 2 clerics in here as well. They're just doing their thing. So that's basically the village I'm working on now. Before I was here, I had a very simple build over here. You might have recognized this house from Thumptopia. This is the starter house I like to build a lot of the time. You can see I've got a nice little brewing station out here with my bed overlooking the new village, a little sugarcane farm. This also has all my old storage down here. I just keep it here for nostalgic reasons. I don't really come through here and use this anymore. All those chests are empty. Through here used to be my old enchanting room, but obviously I've moved that into the library now. So now it's just a portal that goes back and forth from... I don't even think that one goes to the top of the nether. I believe this one just goes down to the normal nether. And then over here... This is my wool farm. If we jump up here, we can see that all of these sheep are in the same redstone contraptions that we just built on Thumpcraft. They're all in the same, on a block of grass, dispenser with shears and an observer below. And you can see all that machinery's going on down here. Well, most of it's covered up. That's just so that minecart with a hopper in it doesn't roll around. And yeah, these just slowly fill up with all the wool I could ever need. So that's pretty cool. And then right next door, of course, we've got the 0-tick sugar farm. So I didn't show you this in action on the last when I did build one on Thumpcraft, so I'll just show you now. This is how it basically works. It's continually swapping that dirt block and tricking the sugarcane into thinking that it's grown. Or it's time to grow rather. So that piston is continuously firing and basically knocking off the top, and yeah, as you can see, it fills up pretty quickly. So it's understandable why they're phasing this out, but they were pretty cool while they were here. And as you can see, we've got a nice backlog of paper, so I'm going to be alright for a while, I think, once they do patch it out. Before I forget, I've got my creeper farm. This is the first farm I built on the server, and this is what I use to obviously make all of the rockets. So this block here, I can't go into spectator mode because I don't have OP privileges at the moment, but if I did, I could show you, I can possibly show you the first level without getting killed. Yes, okay, cool. So basically in here we've got this pattern replicated over and over and over and over again, all the way down to the bottom. So as you can see down there, yep, you can see a creeper just fell out then. They think they can walk across these, whoops, they think they can walk across these trapdoors here, but they actually fall. And then when they fall into that river stream in the middle, they fall down the center. You can just see those guys falling down there. They fall onto some magma blocks. They're killed. We collect that up with a hopper and a minecart and a hopper, and then we filter those back up here with the same sort of contraption I showed you before. So these chests slowly fill up with gunpowder. The AFK spot for this farm is just up there, and then beneath here we've got a little bit of storage for paper and gunpowder and stuff so that we can make the rockets as they come up. So one last thing I did want to show you guys is a shopping district. We have an economy here in Thumptopia. It's all based on diamonds. So everyone has their option to open a shop and sell goods. As you can see, that's a rocket shop. I run the rocket shop and the wool shop currently over here. We don't have a lot of businesses going, but it's early days. So, I mean, it's always going to grow eventually. But basically, we're playing at one chunk is 1 diamond block. And you can come in here and, you know, sell your wares, 1 diamond block per stack. And do the same for the rockets over here. So I have a lot of fun building these shops, and I'd love to get some more players on the server so that we can do even more shops together. But yeah, that's basically my Thumptopia server, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this video. I just wanted to show you a few potential farms we could be working on in the future on the Thumpcraft server, as well as just giving you a look at what Minecraft's like when you get a bit further in, for anyone who hasn't been there yet, and for people that have, maybe just doing a little flex on my on my builds here. But yeah, that's pretty much it. So if you enjoyed it, please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you on the next episode. Oh, before I go, I did want to mention that I am going to slightly be changing up the format soon. So we're going to be going to 1 video a week for Thumpcraft rather than the 2. I'm finding it a bit hard to keep up at the moment with other obligations. So we're going to drop to just 1 episode per week. And I'm thinking about starting to live streams on Tuesdays and Thursdays. So that will probably be Thumpcraft. But there might be a bit of Thumptopia mixed in there as well. So yeah. I'll see you guys there. Bye-bye.